Welcome, everyone, to the Upper Room, St. Mary's National City. I'm your host, Jon Briones. I'm a catechist, I'm the confirmation coordinator, and I'm a lector. And I have here with me the producer of the podcast, Mr. RG Porciuncula.
Good evening, John. Good evening. Again, we're here again.
Again.
So this is the second episode, is
Right.
this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our second episode. How are you, man?
Been okay. I've been okay. This past weekend was our confirmation retreat at Whispering Winds.
So by the time of this recording, they just had their confirmation.
Yes. So this is our second year combining with St. Michael's. So this year we had 17 of our students from St. Mary's attending, and then I think with St. Michael they had, I think it was 40? 40
that's
of their
a lot.
students? Yes.
That's
Yeah.
a lot. How many on St. Mary?
Total students that we have this year is 18. One couldn't make it. So
Oh, okay.
17 attended the retreat this past weekend.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's good to see and know that there's a lot of confirmation. Is it participants you call it, or confirmandi?
Confirmandi.
Confirmandi. So hopefully we could attract them to stick and join the ministry.
Hopefully this year I had a lot of my students from last year join in as staff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. So it was mostly St. Mary's that was staffing the retreat.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, even though
But there's a lot of St. Michael.
St. Michael's had more students.
That's good. That's good. Perfect. So and during their retreat, they also had in our church. We also had the blessing of the candles and the blessing of the throat
Okay.
for the parishioners that they might didn't know yet. The blessing of the candles always goes on February 2, and it's always on the presentation of the Lord. So that's the February 2nd presentation of the Lord's, and then it just happened that it time on the Sunday,
Okay. Yeah.
but every time it's always February 2.
February 2nd.
February 2nd,
Okay.
yeah. And following that is the blessing of the throat the next day. It's the memorial or the feast of Saint Blaise.
Feast of St. Blaise.
Yeah, the bishop and martyr. It's funny because Ray and I, we didn't know that Saint Blaise. We visited Saint Blaise in. He has a church in Dubrovnik,
Where's that?
Croatia.
Croatia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Have you watched that?
I've seen it.
Yeah, we've been there, and then it's like a small town, Dubrovnik,
Where they filmed it?
where they filmed it.
Where they filmed the show?
It's
Okay.
where they filmed the walk of shame of I forgot what it the queen,
Right.
the
Okay.
queen,
Mhm.
the evil queen. I forgot what it is. But most of the episode they'll film there
In that location.
in that location.
Mhm.
And then we visited. Ray and I visited one church, and it's the chapel, the Church of Saint Blaise.
Okay.
And then he has a remnant. It's like a remnant there. They said it's like a
Like a relic.
relic.
Of
So
his.
yeah, it's like a
Okay.
relic. So and then I didn't know that's like he's a saint for the sick, like for the throat, because the history said he healed people while touching their throat.
So again, we mentioned in the intro to this podcast that we just recently celebrated 98th year as a parish.
Yes, that's true.
So we're doing preparations for the centennial celebration. So what are some improvements that this year we're going to do in the parish?
Well, we all know that we are on the 98, and then this year we're turning 99.
99.
And then, so we only have pretty much a year,
less
less than 2 years.
Less than 2 years.
So this year, 2025, where our parish is focusing on upgrading and improving the church environment,
Mm-hmm.
which is anything physical or maybe just exterior that people can see. We going to fix it. We're going to clean it. Just like upgrading. A
Okay.
simple cleaning one room and like on a sacristy. Last year we cleaned the choir loaf in the church. So as simple as that, so people can see it's more okay to people that they can see it's more like a clean environment.
Okay.
So that's what it is. So right now we are focusing on the things that needs to be fixed,
Right.
especially on the Karen Hall.
W- Do you know what's priority in the church? What needs to be done like right now? You think?
Well, the process is, of course, Father Nemi will decide what will be the priority of the
Mhm.
church.
Mhm.
Basically, he's the one who will decide. But if you can see in your I mean, as a parishioner, you can always say, um, we prioritize the roof because
Right.
that's more important. But we already fixed that last year,
Okay.
and then we're still waiting for the San Diego to rain hard so we can test it
Test. Oh, I see.
if it is good or not.
I see.
And also we fixed the AC in the church.
Oh, good.
I mean in the Ortman Center here
Ortman Center.
in the upper room. So
Hmm.
we
We need
that's the reason.
more
You
renovations
guys
here
didn't.
too.
There's a hole on the top, but
Oh, yeah. In this room, the ceiling needs fixing because of the last time
it rains.
there was
rain.
When was
Yeah.
that? 2023. Was it
Uh-huh.
2023 where we had that
Heavy rain.
that heavy rain?
I think that's just last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or 2024.
around February. Yeah, February or March.
No, I think it was 2023.
It is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 2023. We had that heavy rain, and then part of the roof up here
Right.
was leaking, and other parts of the church was leaking. But we just got the roof fixed.
Right. So, yeah, we would like to prepare a church. So I guess that's the main goal in this year. We would like to prepare our church physically so people can see like there's before we celebrate our 100 year.
The 100 years. So
Yeah.
by the 100-year celebration, the parish should be.
It should be at
upgraded,
least
beautiful,
you can see
and
there's
then,
yeah, it looks beautiful. Maybe we could just paint the church Ortman Center or in the church, or maybe paint the gate. You can see there's some rust in the gate. Maybe repaint the parking lot.
or redo. Yeah.
Yeah, we just repaint it
Mhm.
out so it be more. The people can see the lines. So if something smaller than that, it will be make a more. I mean, smaller change, but it will look like a big one when you see it.
Right. Right.
So yeah, well, so that will be our focus. So, but the priority, you're talking about the priority. So it really depends on the priest.
I
So
see.
he's our pastor. So
Right.
me, I gave them suggestions. I gave them plans. So it's up to them if they want to implement or not. So.
Which one to take on first? and
Yes,
What's good? Well, what budget? What the budget is? and
Right.
All that. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so it is going to be busy probably starting this year and the next year. And then I'm hoping and I'm wishing that we could help together as a one community. Every single one can contribute to this
Right. So
preparation.
yeah. So the normal parishioner, what can they do? Right. So, maybe the reason why I'm asking is because so what needs to be done in the parish, and how can the regular parishioner contribute, or is it more financial, or is it
You could do it financially, and you can do it by effort, by
Mhm.
participating.
or joining some
Or, yeah.
ministries or joining committees or
Yes, that's
Mhm.
true. You could do it in any other ways, in many ways actually. But in this focus, by the time of this recording,
Uh-huh.
so we are still planning all of those that I mentioned,
Okay.
and hopefully, and then I'm really hoping that all of those plans will come through before the 100 years.
Right.
Yeah. So, and if you are a regular parishioner, you can always contribute in many ways in your effort. Even just, let's say there is an activity, if you want to contribute the food or the merienda of those people who volunteers,
Right.
that will
Right.
be more, has a big help already.
I think also too we're inviting parishioners to, if they're interested, to come onto this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Because I think one of the plans is to during the centennial celebration is we want to have a history of St. Mary's,
Yes.
and who better than the people who attend St. Mary's, like the parishioners, especially the parishioners that have been going here a long time.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good thing. Yeah, well, everyone, so John and I, we invite you to share your stories here in podcast.
Right.
So by the time of this recording, this is probably our second episode. We'll see what's gonna happen. We're trying to improve everything here. So and then and we want to hear from you guys. Let me just open this to you. The topic of Pope Francis, that don't believe anything from YouTube, like that you can see that Cardinal Tagle is replacing
I see.
Pope
I
Francis.
see. Yes.
That is not really true, because Pope Francis he's not resigning.
He's not resigning.
So do not believe anything from Facebook. We always research. That's the main thing.
We'll try to be, we'll try to bring truth, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
unbiased.
Yeah, of course. I know. I mean, if that's true, I like it. I mean, that's going to be the
Mhm.
first Filipino pope, right? But that is far from the truth. And Cardinal Tagle is a very good cardinal that
Mhm.
he's living already in there in the Vatican. But people, especially Filipinos, they were like assuming already, especially if they see something in YouTube, you gonna have to, you need to check first who's uploading that,
Right.
because that's like a clickbait or something,
Right.
Make sure it's a legit, legit news company.
Right.
So be careful.
So no hearsay, no.
No hearsay. Yeah.
Falsity
So
when we,
on that type of on that type, we can talk about it. But I will be glad. I mean, you'd be happy too,
That'd be
right?
nice. That'd be nice.
That would be nice. The first Filipino pope, but it's far from truth. But well, Pope Francis, we know that he's already he's sick, right? But he still can still serve.
Right.
Just like I saw one time when they opened the Jubilee door, he's on a wheelchair.
This year is the Jubilee year.
Yes, yeah. Speaking of the Jubilee door, yeah, it's a Jubilee year. So
That happens every 25 years.
25 years.
Okay.
25 years.
Okay.
Are you trying to go?
I want to. I don't know if I could.
Well, Ray and I, we're planning something. We'll see. Because that's expensive.
To Rome, right?
Yes, yes. Have you been to Rome?
I've been to Rome a while ago. I think it was 2013.
Yeah, it is a very wonderful experience to visit Rome again, especially if especially if it is a Jubilee
Right.
year. Because it only happens 25 years.
Every 25 years. So
Yeah.
what is it? If they open the Jubilee doors and then you walk through, you get what's that called?
Rejuvenize.
There's a word.
Healed?
Indulgences.
Indulgence, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. They said some of them. They said you'll be healed if you have.
Healed also, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be healed if you have an terminal illness or something, or something like that. But it's it's always good that if you have a Catholic faith that you try those type, because it only happens every 25
Yeah,
years.
it's not common. It's those special times.
If we miss those, how old are you now?
You gotta wait another 25
Yeah,
years.
you're gonna wait, man. I mean, it's probably already in the 70s though.
Right.
Oh,
Oh no.
we just revealed her. No, it's just 60s.
Mm.
Yeah, so we're trying to visit. I mean, we don't have any plans yet, but we are trying to see if we can visit those.
Okay.
Yep. And then also, if there are some, if you're there are some groups that are offering those tours, like Ninong Roger. They going. I think they're going next week. By the time of this recording, they're going next week
For
Rome trip. Yeah, for the
Oh,
Jubilee
okay.
Rome.
So they're
Rome
going
trip.
already.
Yeah, they're going. Yeah.
so
you could-
throughout the year then.
Yeah, if you know more about that information, you can always contact us. I mean, in the church there are a bunch of groups that are offering those tours.
I see.
Yeah.
So creation care, what is it? I don't.
Okay.
That's from Pope Francis, right?
Yes. Well, last year, Father Nemi approached me that we should have a creation care ministry.
Okay.
And personally, he appointed one of our members, one of the choir directors of the Resurrection. So it's Norma Ascendencia. But for me, I don't have any idea. Last year, I don't have any idea what's the creation care.
Mm-hmm.
Even her. So we are really have no idea. So that's
Okay.
like unknowledgeable. But this since 2015, Pope Francis launched a book like Laudato Si.
Laudato Si, yeah.
Yes. So Laudato Si is praise be. That's what they call it.
So that's
On English.
Latin for praise be.
Yeah, a Latin
Okay.
word for praise be. And it focused on the 7 goals. It's the cry for the poor,
Okay.
cry for the earth, cry for the environmental economics. There's 7, but I forgot the one it
Yeah,
is. So.
all the rest.
Anyway, it focused on everything that is created by God. I think that's the best thing that can define the creation care.
Right. Because we're all supposed to be good stewards of God's creation, right?
That's true.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, it focused on everything that's created by God.
Okay.
Well, when you put it to the parish, to the church term, well, we could create any activities that helping, for example, helping the poor,
Mm-hmm.
doing a feeding the homeless,
Okay.
and then cleaning the environment of the church. So that's one part of the creation care goal. This is the creation care is actually, it's a worldwide campaign by Pope Francis
Mm-hmm.
that he actually invited focus on the indigenous people, and then he invited an engineer, a scientist. He invited the youth, and also there's another one, and then to come together just to focus and then bring it all together.
Okay.
Oh no, there's the last one, he invited the poor. So there's like 4 people that he invited in the Vatican,
Mm-hmm.
just to create a campaign to all over the world.
I see.
Yeah, so that's a little bit an introduction. Well, I myself am still learning what's the real goal, but basically anything that created by God, we have to focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your okay? So this is my question to you. What's your plan if you're like say you're coordinator of the confirmation? What's the follow up plan after this retreat and after the confirmation?
Well, after retreat, now is now the students are going to focus more on class, and then confirmation will be
On May, right?
May
Mhm.
May 19th.
19, May 19th. I
May
think
19th. And what I want to do is, I think I'm going to work with Neil. Neil is the youth coordinator,
Mhm.
so I want to work with him because he already runs the Monday night youth group.
Mhm.
So I'm going to encourage my confirmation students to attend youth group.
Yeah.
So then we could continue forming our faith, learning, because it doesn't end at confirmation. So
Yeah, that's true.
Growing in faith doesn't stop.
Of course, yeah.
Growing in faith doesn't stop, so we have to continue growing, learning more about God, and then when they join youth group, it would be a way to grow spiritually, so we could continue. So it would be their turn to
Right, right.
kind of mentor the incoming students.
You know,
for
they
next
said
year. Yeah.
they said you can of all the 10, let's say all the 10 people, not just kids, right? Not
Mhm.
just youth. Of all the 10 people that you invited, if there's one just stick,
Right.
that's already important to the
Right.
church, because you added one important person that helps the ministry, that help the church. So yeah, it's really important that we encourage them. And then
Yeah.
just think about something that they it's hard for you guys because they're teenagers. So I think we already talked about this last episode. So it is very critical for them that you guys should have like a bright ideas to
Right.
give them. If you're giving them too much prayer, too much serious prayer, you know, they're kids. There's like really, they always want fun, mixed with fun, and then faith, service. So
Mhm.
you're gonna have to always do that. Think about compared to the, you know, seniors.
Right.
You know,
They could do more.
they could
I
do
mean,
just
they
more
could,
serious. They could do prayer,
They
more prayer.
giving them a purpose and having them belong somewhere is what young people need, I think.
Yep, that's true.
So I do like to encourage, after confirmation, I do like to encourage them to stay active and join something.
All right, man. So
Again, we want to thank our viewers and our listeners for taking the time to tune in to this episode. Again, we could be reached at St. Mary's website,
three W's, okay?
www.stmarynationalcity.org.
ORG. Yeah. Or you could call us in the office.
Okay.
And then John is the coordinator of confirmation.
Right. Confirmation coordinator. I could be emailed at smnc.teach@gmail.com.
And then if you like to be a lector, Eucharistic minister, altar server, sacristan, you can always text me or let me know in the office, or call me, or not call me, email me at liturgy@stmarynationalcity.org.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you very much, John, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
So, hoping that our next episode will be,
We'll have a guest.
we'll have a guest.
Right.
We will invite someone.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
Okay.
I'll see you.
Thank you.